Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. The T on NPD and relationships. Hello everyone. To all of my new subscribers and new family members, hello, hi, welcome. And to my tribe and family at large, listen y'all, welcome back. Thank you all so much for coming back and watching another video, fam. Y'all know what I'm about to say. I'm going to talk about that Thursday night live stream. I'm going to talk about that weekly live stream that we are getting back to, and I tell you, I'm super duper excited about it. Y'all, this is where we get to the meat of the matter. Okay, this is where we begin to talk about, y'all see who's making a cameo appearance? Yeah, she's making a cameo appearance tonight. So this is where we get to talk about all of the stuff that actually leads us to those narcissistic relationships. And you know what? This is where we get to the meat of the matter, y'all. I mean, just keeping it real. This is where we get to the meat of the matter. This is where we begin to talk about it all. So listen, I'd love to see your face in the place, all right? If you're on the YouTube and the Instagram platform, please turn your notification bells on so you know when we go live on the channel. Yes, you know when we go live on the channel. And also, let's see, the like button. Oh, y'all know. Listen, the like button is so important, y'all. Please help your sister out. Those of you that have been hitting the like button, I want to say thank you. Kudos to you. Hats off to you. Thank you so very much. And for those of you that have yet to start doing so, I want to invite you to just smash that like button. It may just be an experience for you. You know, and I'm telling you, it lights up with some little colorful colors, and it makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. I'm just messing with y'all. But I just want to invite y'all to start doing so. Hit that like button. All right, please hit that like button. Y'all, it doesn't cost you a thing. I just like the goal of the day is 2.1K plus on the likes. If you rocks with your girl, come on, y'all. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. You know I'm going to ask you to hit it for me. Okay? Hit that like button for me. And also, y'all know, last but not least, I'm plugging the book. Okay? Seduced by Satan. Pinned in the description below. The link is pinned in the description below. You'll thank me later. If you all want your next big read, if you're planning to do stocking stuffers, y'all know the holidays are right around the corner. They right around the counter. Yeah, just go ahead on and get you some for some little stocking stuffers if you want to. For people on your list that likes to read, okay? It is a good read. It's a great read. I'm talking about it's a page turner. It is a jaw dropper. It's a pearl clincher. If you want to see how these narcissists get down in situations like that, listen, you will thank me later. All right? So pick up your copy of Seduced by Satan. It's pinned in the description below. All right, y'all. Let's jump into the topic of this video. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. I want to talk about, because I was asked the question when I made the video about the narcissist, their obsession, okay, with the supply, you know, especially that supply that they feel they have deemed as the one that got away, okay. And what I was asked was the question, can they control that obsession? So I'm gonna be talking about that on this video. Can the narcissist control their obsession with the supply that they see as the one that got away? Okay. Well, let me just say this first of all. When we are dealing with a narcissist, there are very little things that are within our control except for what we decide to place controls down and boundaries and barriers and things like that. Okay. Now, when it comes to a narcissist loves control. However, impulsive actions and obsessions are somewhat of a different thing for them. Okay, so we're going to get deeper into it. But when we're talking about the supply that is termed as the one that got away, the narcissist doesn't want to ever think about not having that person in their lives. Okay, that's number one. They don't want to think about that. So when we begin to talk about the obsession with them, we have to go into what actually causes the obsession, and then we will be able to see what actually controls it. And why do they obsess? Okay, so let's talk about the why. They're going to obsess with that particular supply because, for one thing, if that supply is no longer in their lives, okay, what ends up happening in that situation is that the narcissist is going to obsess over them to a degree because it helps them to control or to basically get some relief of all of the ruminating thoughts. Y'all thought y'all was the only one that ruminate? No. You are not the only one that ruminate. A narcissist ruminates as well. Okay, they do. And so it's the ruminating thoughts and all of the influx of those desires that they have with that particular supply, that they can no longer fulfill those desires because the supply is no longer there. All right, so them obsessing, going to their social medias, trying to reach them on the phone, doing all of these different crazy things. These are things that actually help to relieve the narcissist of some of the pressure of not being able to access that person anymore. Especially, like I said, if that supply is still no contact, the one that got away, and they're no contact, the narcissist, yeah. Okay, so that's dealing with their obsession. Okay, now the obsession is more like a how would we look at it? It would be more like they're impulsive, the impulsive impulses that they get, like obsessive impulses. And like when they're out and they want to do something, or they want to go talk to a supplier or try to secure a different supply, that type of thing. Can they control it? Most of the time when they're dealing in that type of thing, no. It's something that just happens. And this is how you know that these clowns are on demonic autopilot. You know what I'm saying? This is what they do. When you can't control what you're doing, and they'll tell you, you ask them. You'll ask them, do you have control over that? And it's like, I don't know why I do it. I don't know why I just obsess over things like that. It's just so crazy. I don't even understand it. Blah, 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 blah. Those are the things that they will say. They will really say those things. And so they it's kind of like just an impulsive thing that they don't have control over. Okay. Now, when it comes to the obsession with that supply, the one that got away, can they control that? Well, most of the time with their obsessions, these are things that come up out of, they know that they've been dealing with, just like their obsession and their addiction to certain types of content and material. And y'all know what I'm talking about, corn and different things like that. I got to be careful how I say it on YouTube. And, and all of my platforms, TikTok, Instagram, all of y'all have to be careful how I, say that. But these are addictions that are ingrained, I would say, in who they are. They're not really ingrained in the disorder, but the disorder does cause for, it causes them to have different, impulse control problems. A lot of times because they have a addictive nature, it causes them to be obsessive, and sometimes it can have an obsessive compulsion. Narcissists can have all types of different things going on with them. But when it comes right down to that the supply, the one that got away, are they able to control that obsession with them? The hard answer to that question is most of the time it's a no. Unfortunately, it's going to be a no to that question. Why? And I know people are like, why can't they control it? Why can't they just stop? Why can't they just move? I mean, there's a lot of reasons or a lot of questions that we would love to ask these clowns about what they do, why they do it, and why they don't want to stop. the only way that a narcissist, and then the reason I said most of the time, that the only way that a narcissist is going to be able to control that is that they're actually seeking some type of cognitive therapy or help, which they can actually cause, or they can actually ask the narcissist to pay attention to certain demarcations, like in their behaviors, in their thought patterns and process, that will basically arise before they start getting into that rumination and obsessing over them, trying to make phone calls, calling family members, getting on their social media, stalking them on social media, all of these different things. This is very hard for a narcissist, because this is the supply that got away, and these are the ones that are never coming back. And the narcissist understands that this is something that this supply has chosen to completely disconnect, and this is what causes that obsession, and for them to just really do what they do. And so when you deal with that type of disorder, the narcissist, they just can't, most of the time they're unable to let go. So what does that mean for the supply? That means that you need to take care of yourself. That means that you need to be careful, because you don't know if, just depending on where that narcissist is on the spectrum, you don't know if they're going to try to, follow you somewhere. You don't know if they're going to be outside your home, if they still know where you live, if they're going to try to be in places where you are, possibly try to come to your job, go to your family member's home. You don't know where they may turn up. So that's why I say, you take extra special care of yourself. Make sure that you're doing everything that you need to do to keep your information secure, because a lot of times when narcissists cannot access you like this, they can be a little, mean. They're evil anyway, but they'll start trying to say different things. And this is where when they have that obsession and they're not able to contact you, you're still no contact, and you're not allowing them to have, you got them still solid boundaries, and you're not taking down. Yeah, this is a problem, and that obsession is going to be even more so for those that have basically stuck to the boundaries and have not, they didn't crack. They didn't crack, no matter what the narcissist tried to do, how they tried to get in, get back into your sphere, your circle of influence or whatever. They have been unsuccessful. You are going to definitely have to be careful. Watch yourself. Make sure you take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't allow these people back in. Don't allow them to have access to anything you have, your resources, the people that are around you. Keep your circles tight and right. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody that says they're your friend is not your friend, especially when you got a nut job over there that has an obsession problem with, the person that said, no, I'm not going to allow you to treat me like that, and I'm gone for good. Okay? So you can hang that one up. I'm not coming back. So that's the answer to that question. Is, unfortunately, they really honestly don't have a lot of control over that. They don't. And it's simply because, one, they don't heal. Two, they don't get help. They don't get the cognitive therapy that they need to get. And also, three, because they just don't want to. They don't want to. So this is a lot of times why you're going to have, they just don't want to. And so you have to really be careful and make sure you take care of yourself, and make sure that you don't have any more contact with the family. Don't have any more contact with the narcissist. I know some of y'all may be still cool with the family or whatever. If there's family members that will allow you to have your own autonomy, and they understand that it didn't work between you and the narcissist, and they're not mad at you about that, and they understand where the narcissist was in that whole situation, and they, they're honest and truthful about what you were involved with, then that's different. Okay, that's very different. But if the family is like, oh, they don't know what happened, why did things happen the way that they did, and they know full well what happened in that situation, No, no, no. You gonna have to go ahead and keep your distance and go where, make it do what it do. But this is what it is. So the answer to the question is no. And unfortunately, you got an unwanted fan for life. There it is. Sorry, y'all. I know it's like, okay? Like, wow, for real? I know it's like that, but unfortunately, that's the way it is, fam. Okay? So, listen, take really good care of yourselves, all right, y'all? And I will see you all in the next video. And I will see you all healed and whole at the top. Shalom, family.